the final tonight. And the best team in baseball wins it all in 2018.
For the first hit. Rutschman into right field. Down the line. A fair ball. Adley will turn first. Head for second. He's going to turn second. Go for third. Rutschman into third base standing. An extra base hit. His first hit in the major leagues. Welcome to the...
These are long pitch innings. I think Blister, that's what you were to make sure.
Here's a high fly ball into right. Back his bat's on the move. On the track. He's got it. What a catch by Mookie Betts.
Now, Clifford looking for a clean inning here in the seventh. Hit well out to right center field. Jones still on the move, running out of room, and he made it!
Back to Beyond the Ballpark. I'm your host, Patrick Moran, and we got Brendan back. Brendan has been a little busy, but we are back on the pod, and we should be getting some episodes out soon enough. We'll be on vacation together. We're on a big family trip, so shout out to all our family members that will be there. And we'll get some episodes out as much as we can. But today we're going to be filling out the All Star Ballot. Brendan, this is your first time looking at the All Star Ballot. I've submitted a few already.
Yes. First look.
Yeah, first look for you. These will be the guys that we're looking to send to Seattle. This should be a good episode. I believe we did this last year, if I'm not mistaken. We did the 2022 ballot, but now we'll do the 23 ballot. And yeah, I think without further ado, let's get into the episode. So first base, I'll go first. I think there are quite a few good candidates. I think Vladdy's a good candidate. Nate Lowe's a great candidate. Ryan Noda's a great candidate. Vinny P just got hurt, so Vinny Pasquantino. So kind of some skepticism. Rizzo's a good choice. But I think for me, my personal choice is going to be, and even Ty France I think is good too. I'm going to go with Yandy Diaz. I think Yandy Diaz has been pretty elite for these Rays, and he's been holding down first base pretty well in my opinion.
Yeah, I think it's a clear and obvious choice. I mean, when you're batting 309 with 12 home runs, that's kind of sets you apart from everyone else. So I think it's kind of an easy one here, Yandy.
Yep. Any guys you want to mention that maybe deserve a vote?
I'm surprised you didn't mention Ryan Mountcastle there.
Ryan hasn't been doing that hot, so I gotta let that go.
He's doing all right, but yeah, I mean Rizzo's doing good. I love Tristan Casas, even though he hasn't been great.
Yeah.
Josh Naylor, not bad.
Yeah.
So, but Yandy Diaz, I think, is the best guy.
Another guy, Joey Gallo's been fantastic with the Twins, and seems like he's in the right environment to play.
Yeah,
posting up a 800 OPS, so that's great. National League, you want to get started this time?
Yeah, I'll go ahead into it. So I feel like this one came down to three guys. Or actually, I'm gonna say four guys. You got Matt Olson, Paul Goldschmidt, Pete Alonso, and Freddie Freeman. Those are like kind of the four front runners. Obviously, Paul Goldschmidt reigning MVP. But I'm gonna go with Freddie Freeman here. That 336 average, 12 home runs. He got the best average out of any first baseman. Pete Alonso does have 22 home runs. He's just average, not doing it for me. I'm gonna take Freddie Freeman.
I'm gonna take Freddie as well. Freddie's just been a beast for the Dodgers. I think some other fun guys to mention. Spencer Steer has been really good for the Reds. Lamont Wade has been solid for the Giants. Christian Walker's hitting for some pop in Arizona, as well as Rowdy Tellez kind of doing the same thing in Milwaukee. But I think Freddie Freeman is definitely the go-to choice, and the other guys that Brandon mentioned are really good candidates. All right, so second base. Second base, I think, is probably one of the weaker positions in the game, so it can be kind of tough to choose. But for me, one guy separates himself from the rest. I'm gonna go Marcus Semien. I think Marcus Semien's just been that dude for the Rangers. I mean, he's part of the best middle infield in the game. I'll let Brendan talk about the guys that some of the other candidates, but I think Marcus Semien kind of separates himself as the best second baseman in the American League.
Yeah, Marcus Semien, great choice, but there's Gleyber Torres having a great year for the Yankees. I don't really like him that much. I can't got a guy who's playing good, and also Whit Merrifield at 300 average. That's not bad. And then also Brandon Drury, I think, is up there. He's having a good year, but this is another kind of position. Well, one guy is clear choice. It's Marcus Semien. Then moving on to the National League, I feel like you got to go with the guys in 400. You got to go with Luis Riaz, even though he's only got one home run. He's batting 400. You got to pick him.
I think that's a great choice. He is chasing down history, and I do respect that. And I think in any other world, he'd be my pick. I think he's a great candidate. I think Tyro Estrada's been pretty good for the Giants. Jonathan India is having a solid year for the Reds. Ketel Marte's been good, and Miguel Vargas having a good rookie season. For me though, I'm gonna differ from you here. I'm gonna go Nolan Gorman. Nolan Gorman has been a huge positive for the Reds this year, or for the Cardinals, and I just think he's been fantastic. Although probably 9 times out of 10 I am voting for Luis Arraez. But for now, I think I'm gonna go Nolan Gorman for now. I mean, he's been on a tear. And now third base. I think there are some good candidates over at third base. You got my boy Ramon Arias. Hasn't really been that great this year though, in limited time. Isaac Paredes has been amazing for the Rays. Jose Ramirez, again, just a standard guy. He's always tearing it up.
Just pick him. Just pick him.
I'm gonna go. This is a guy that I personally love, and I thought he was really fun to watch in Baltimore, even though he destroyed us. Josh Young. Josh Young has been. I think he's been the X factor for the Rays. I wish Gunnar Henderson was doing this for us, but he isn't. Although Gunner's hot right now, so. But Josh Young has just been amazing. I got to give him props.
Okay. All right. You know who I'm going with here.
Are you going with him?
I'm going Devers. Who you should have picked. He's been killing it as he always. I think he's the clear pick. I don't know how you don't pick Devers, but moving on to the National League. A couple guys here. Nolan Arenado's having a nice year. Along with Max Muncy, 18 bombs. Austin Riley's having a good one. Patrick Wisdom's not bad, but I'm going to go with I think I'm going to Nolan Arenado. Yeah, he's just having another Nolan Arenado. I mean, what do you expect? He does it every single year.
True, and especially good for him after kind of a slow start to the year. He's come on as of late. I'm gonna go with a different candidate again. I think a guy like Manny Machado's kind of been underperforming this year, and we do have some fun names here. At this position, but I'm gonna go with JD Davis. I think JD Davis has quietly been good out in San Francisco. I think he's been holding down the hot corner pretty well in the games that he's played. Higher OPS than Nolan Arenado, although Nolan Arenado is a fantastic candidate. But I'm gonna go with JD Davis. Now at shortstop, some good options in the American League. It's a good position. You could go Corey Seager, but not a lot of time. He was out with an injury at one point. For me, I'm gonna go with Bo. Bo Flows, Bo Bichette is my man. He's been great the Jays. He's been playing shortstop pretty well, and he's tearing the cover off the ball. So got to go with Bo.
I mean, yeah, Bo's been good. But Juan Franco's nice candidate too. He didn't have a great year. Same with Corey Seager, like you said, he's having good. But that's kind of the only three guys. And then it's Bo, clear. That's what I'm gonna pick too. That for shortstop for National League, it hasn't been great. I mean, you got Arcia for the Braves, Adames for the Brewers. Could go Bogarts. Bogarts isn't bad, but Francisco Lindor. I think I'm gonna go Francisco Lindor here. I think he's just, even though the average isn't quite there, I just think he's 12 home runs, 43 RBIs. I think he's gonna do it for me.
I'm gonna go with another kind of fun name here. Geraldo Perdomo, the Diamondbacks, has been fantastic. He was a very good prospect in their system. You know, he always had the glove. He always had the glove to hold down shortstop. But you always kind of wondered what would he do with the bat, and he's showing out with the bat this year. So I got to go with Geraldo Perdomo, giving him some props on a very surprisingly good Diamondbacks team. Now, at the backstop position, I am very excited for this. This is a very, very good position for me. I think really kind of the only runner-up for me is Salvador Perez. You know, he's kind of returning to 2021 form-esque. Not as good, but he's still hitting pretty well. And Matt Dice is having a good year. I think Connor Wong's been solid enough for the Red Sox and kind of the platoon. But Giardino and Jonah Heim. Before I get to my pick, Jonah Heim's been great as well for the Texas Rangers. But you already know it is Adley Rutschman, best catcher in baseball, arguably. Definitely the best catcher in the American League right now. He is 100% deserving of my vote and a lot of other people's votes too. He's just been so good for the Orioles, and he's been a huge part of our turnaround.
I'm gonna have to go with Jonah Heim here. I think he's been great. You know what I mean, our guys have 281 home runs. I'm gonna have to pick Jonah Heim, even though Ali Rutschman, Salvador Perez, great candidates. My vote goes to Jonah Heim for this position. And then moving on to the National League, you got guys like Alvarez for the Mets, Sean Murphy for the Braves, Will Smith the Dodgers, I think the runner-ups. But I think I'm gonna go with Sean Murphy for the Braves here. He's just having a great year for a catcher offensively, 288 with 12 home runs and 42 RBIs. That's really what you want in a catcher. So I'm gonna go with him.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Sean Murphy as well. I think Elias Diaz has been pretty good out in Coors. You know, William Contreras putting up a solid year. And you kind of mentioned the other guys. Sean Murphy, I think, has just been tearing it up, and he's been a great offensive catcher this year. You don't see many offensive years like this from a catcher, so you do have to respect it when you do find it. Now the outfield. Outfield's a lot, so we'll kind of skim over. You got Yordan Alvarez, Randy Rosarena, two very good candidates. Who else? Ezekiel Duran has been tearing it up. Adolis Garcia has been insane. Aaron Judge is Aaron Judge, and he's mashing baseballs per the usual. Jared Kelenic, I think, has had the solid turnaround. I'll let Brendan mention some other guys, but for me, I think I'm gonna go with Yordan as one of them. Definitely deserving of one of my votes. Another guy, I'm gonna go with Mike Trout. I still think he's the best player in the game. And he's been amazing. And then for my last guy here, Aaron Judge is hurt, so it's kind of weird. And for that reason, I mean, I think you should vote Aaron Judge realistically, but for me, I'm gonna go with Josh Lowe. I mean, Josh Lowe's having a very Randy Rosarena. He's having a very Ron Acuna-like season. He's swiping bags. He's hitting for the power. And, all these people are talking about Ron Acuna having this amazing year, and Josh Lowe's kind of been a little bit similar. So I think for that reason, I'm going to go with Josh Lowe.
I'm going to go similar to yours. I'm going to pick Yordan off the bat, and I'm going to pick Trout. I think Joey's the best player in baseball. Trout's number 2, and he's having another great year. Surprise. And then my final pick, I'm gonna go with a Ray, but it's not Josh Lowe. I'm going with Randy Rosarena. I think he's been really great. Josh Lowe is a great candidate, and so was Duran and Judge. I was close picking Judge. He just got injured, which is why I didn't pick him. If he wasn't injured, I'd definitely have him here, but I'm gonna go with Randy. Now for National League, I feel like the first guy you gotta pick is Randy Rosarena, or not Randy, Ronald Acuna Jr. He's been killing it. What doesn't he do? He's been doing everything. And of course, I gotta go with Mookie Betts. He's my favorite player. I have to pick him no matter what. And then my final pick, I'm going Corbin Carroll, having a great young career. Great season for Diamondbacks. Part of the reason why they're playing so good. This guy's been great.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Ronald as well. Ronald's on pace for a historic season. Mookie, I think, is another guy. I'm gonna pick. Mookie's the man. In my opinion, I know you're gonna be happy to hear this, but I think Mookie Betts is one of the most complete players in the game, which is why he's one of the best for me in the game. You talk about defense, some speed, some power, some contact. I think Mookie Betts is a complete package when it comes to all the tools, and I think I don't want to sound like a broken record, but I'm gonna go with Corbin Carroll. Corbin Carroll has been phenomenal for the Diamondbacks, so I got the same outfield as you. So for now for DH, there's one clear candidate, but I think there's some names worth to mention. Brent Rooker, quite a turnaround. Giancarlo Stanton and Justin Turner, I think, have been solid for their respective teams. Harold Ramirez just kind of a perfect example of Tampa Bay Rays and their development. He's tearing it up. Nick Prado's having a nice little year. Gunnar Henderson's been great as of late. That's why you're seeing that OPS skyrocket and swinging a really good bat right now. Byron Buxton looking healthy and looking good for the Twins. Brandon Belt has been kind of having the Nick Prado-esque year, but I think the guy has to be Shohei Ohtani, second best player in the game. Without a doubt, he's going to make it, and he probably is the most talented player in the game.
Yeah, this is a clear pick. Yeah, I got Shohei here. Just Turner's been heating up for the Sox lately. It's definitely Ohtani. He's just, like you said, he's just, what doesn't he do? And now for the National League, you got guys like JD Martinez having a real nice one. You got Andrew McCutchen has been bad. Joe Meneses has been all right. Jorge Soler's been hitting bombs, but I think I'll have to go with JD Martinez. Back at DH in LA, keeping these Dodgers afloat, even though not in first place. He's helping a lot, and as soon as he leaves Red Sox, of course, he does great. So I'm going to pick him.
My choice would be Christopher Morel if he had gotten a bit more playing time. But since he hasn't been playing as many games as some of these other candidates, I'm gonna have to agree and go JD Martinez. JD Martinez has been phenomenal. I'm sure you miss him right now on the Red Sox. He's been that offensive guy for this team. So I'm gonna have to go with JD. And after some thought and consideration, if I'm gonna give Ronald credit for being on a historic path, I gotta change my second base vote. I gotta go Luis Urias. Nolan Gorman having an unbelievable year and love what he's doing out in St. Louis, but you can't deny a historic season from Luis Urias. So for my ballot, we'll just review what we have on our ballots. Yandy Diaz and Freddie Freeman at first base, Marcus Semien and Luis Urias at second, Josh Young and J.D. Davis at third, Bo Bichette and Geraldo Perdomo at shortstop, Adley Rutschman and Sean Murphy at catcher. In my outfield, I have Josh Lowe, Yordan Alvarez, and Mike Trout, and Ronald Acuna, Mookie Betts, and Corbin Carroll. And at my DH, Shohei Ohtani and J.D. Martinez.
For my team, I got Yandy Diaz and Freddie Freeman for first base, Marcus Semien and Luis Urias second base, Rafael Devers and Nolan Arenado for third base, Bo Bichette and Francisco Lindor for shortstop, Jonah Heim and Sean Murphy for catcher, Outfield, I got Jordan Alvarez, Randy Rosarena, Mike Trout, and then Ronald Acuna Jr., Mookie Betts, and Corbin Carroll, and Otani and Martinez for my designated hitters.
Yeah, so some pretty similar ballots here, but those are our picks for the All Star ballot and who is most deserving of being on the All Star team. Hope you guys enjoyed this episode. It was good to be back. I know we've kind of been all over the place, but we've both been busy and all that. So hope you guys enjoyed this episode. I will leave a link to the All Star ballot in the description of this episode in case you guys want to fill out your own. Fans can get involved. This is a great way to get involved in the game of baseball. So try and send your guys to Seattle this year. That's where the All Star game is. And I will say this has been a wacky season. A lot of surprises overall. But I think in a good way. This has been a great season so far, and I've enjoyed every minute of it. Brendan, any last thoughts before we end the episode?
Yeah, definitely different season. We got not the usual guys you see playing well, and teams are playing well. Some that you don't expect, some that we expected. It's been good. What you want? You want unpredictable. You want the same thing every single year. You want new guys, new teams to be playing well, and it's great.
Yeah, absolutely. And like I said, we'll get some more episodes out. We'll be seeing each other in person soon, so that'll be good. We'll kind of be playing some catch up and getting episodes out when we can. But that'll be it for this episode. As usual, check out the merchandise. A lot of great products over there. Follow us on Twitter if you haven't already, and follow my account on Facebook. I'll be giving Beyond the Ballpark updates. And you can be notified when new episodes get out, and you can go find them. So that's going to wrap up today's episode. As always, if you guys enjoyed, please follow and leave us a good review if you can, if that's available on your app. And with that, we will see you next time.